Hey, in today's video, we're going to talk about creating a magnetic brand that you'll absolutely love together without being an expert in pretty much anything that you could think of, coming up right now. Hey, I'm Brian Garcia.
And I'm Mary Nicole Bick. Welcome to Be Adventure Partners, where we help couples escape the box that society has unjustly tried to keep us in. Create a business for yourself and the one that you love together so you can start living a life that you're truly excited about. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified every time we come out with fresh, organic, gluten-free content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
You're right. I don't think we've ever put any gluten in our content. But there are things that bind it together.
Oh, like love.
So this is going to be so much fun today because a lot of people, when they're starting their business online, they're not really sure about how to create a magnetic brand, and they wonder why they can't build their audience. They wonder why people aren't following them. They're wondering why they're not getting subscribers to their channel or likes on their Facebook page or pins on their Pinterest or tweets on their Twitter. Like, what is it that creates a magnetism in your brand so that you can build your idea out and become something that you want to create from scratch, so to speak? Create something that other people will want to follow so that you can make a really cool impact in your particular niche, your particular service, your particular product, in the people that will follow you who are already looking for the information and the products and services that you offer. What creates that magnetism? We have some hot tips today, right?
Super hot tips. The first one that we want to dive into is it's all about you. What could you talk about all day long that gets you really revved up, that gets you really excited? This could be anything from a hobby, it's an interest, something that you're already really good and skilled at. This could be absolutely anything. But the key here is that you're interested in it. I mean, really interested in it, or else you're not going to have that zest. You're not going to have that passion to jump out of bed. Even on the days when things get tough, you want to have that zest for what it is that you're creating so that it is always exciting for you.
What's cool about this is you don't have to be an expert to be really freaking good at it and create a really cool brand that other people are attracted to. These are going to be your customers in the future. This is the audience that you're building that is going to want to buy your product and service. So what's cool about not being an expert is there's a few different ways that you can go into creating a magnetic brand. And with this, it's like, what is it that you enjoy just chatting about? The more that you're interested in what it is that you're interested in, the more vibrant you're going to be, the more informative you're going to be, the more you're going to want to continue learning about all of that content that you could potentially talk about.
That's actually a really good point, is that you want something that you want to keep learning about. So even if you already consider yourself kind of a pro at something, you already have a really good skill, like say you're awesome at cooking. Well, guess what? You can still get better at cooking, right? Yeah. I know I'm awesome at cooking and I can still get better at it. So are you. So just think about it. If you really like something, you're really excited about something, you're going to want to learn more about it. You're going to want to go to events. You're going to want to download awesome videos off of the internet or join a course. You're always going to want to be boosting that energy so that you keep having that excitement and that zest for what it is that you're creating.
Yeah, it's called being a leader learner. You're leading the flock, you're guiding, you're blazing the trail, but you're constantly learning along the way, and you're not afraid to say, oh my gosh, I just learned this, check this out. create some content around it that's going to help your people. And guess what? They're going to want to follow the journey also and be part of it. They're going to want to be part of the community. They're going to want to subscribe and comment to your channel. Hey, you could subscribe and comment on our channel too, because it's going to help you during your journey.
The second thing that makes a super magnetic brand that you're going to want to think about: could your idea solve a problem or fulfill someone's needs?
That is a pro tip and is actually a test question. So write that answer down. Could what you're doing is it going to solve a problem? Is it going to relieve a pain? Is it going to answer a question? Because the reason why is people are drawn to clarity. People are drawn to have an answer. If they don't have an answer, guess where they're going? They're going to Google. They're going to YouTube. They're going to find out the information that they don't already have. And if you are providing the information, guess what? Google's going to start serving that up like it's Thanksgiving. They're going to serve it up like it's a huge, huge meal when you're super, super hungry. Other people are super hungry for a reliever to their pain or a solution to their problem or an answer to their question. Do you see how this is all starting to connect together?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes total sense. But guess what? If you're not the person who's answering those questions for them, solving their problems, helping them resolve their pain, or even fulfill their desires, guess what? Like Brian said, they're going to be on the old Google machine. They're going to be on YouTube looking for those answers, and they're going to find somebody else. That's actually why we created Get Your Brand On, is to help people understand who their brand is, how they can expand their idea to fulfill those needs and solve those problems in an awesome way so that you become the go-to person.
Number 3, are people interested in what you are thinking of offering or what you already offer? And maybe it's just not doing what you were hoping it was going to do right away. Don't worry, you can totally recover from that. We've ran into that problem way back in the beginning when we got started, not being clear. But once you figure out what people are interested in around your idea, then all of a sudden things start to get a lot easier because you start to being able to offer the right information that's going to allow them to get to where they're needing to go. And that is what they're interested in. Think of people as me sort of people. They want it for themselves. And it's not bad to say they're selfish. That's fine, because you're in a position where you're going to be helping out where they need to go. Just like when you're building a business online, what are you trying to do? You're trying to make money online. When you switch it from trying to make money to serving up content that people are interested in, then the money just starts to flow with the amount of value that you put out there. People are going to naturally be gravitated to you. They're going to want to join your community. They're going to want to, like, for instance, be part of the tribe. If you're wanting to create a really sick business online and you're running into questions that you just can't seem to find the answer to, that's what the exclusive tribe is for. So think of your community, what you're building, that people are absolutely interested in that content. How are you going to serve it up to them? There's a lot of different ways, right?
Yeah, you want to start asking questions that they would be searching for. Get on the old Google machine. Start asking those questions so that you can have a further understanding and clarify your message. What's the language that those people are using when they're asking questions in Google? We actually wrote a blog post about this. You can check it out in the description. So you can go through the post and start asking yourself all these different questions so you have a further understanding of what it is that you need to know to get really clear on creating your magnetic brand.
And that's when you start connecting interested people with what it is that you have to offer, and the dots just connect.
Number 4, how can you bring this topic to life in your own unique way? This is something that you're going to want to think about. And it's also something that's going to become a lot easier if you're in the field doing the research, going out there, like we just said, checking out if people are even interested in it, seeing who else out there is creating content like this? Who else out there is fulfilling those needs, helping those people with their pains or problems? What are they doing to solve those problems? Are they offering ebooks? Are they offering group coaching? Are they offering some kind of free PDF download? And what kind of information are they giving people? If you can dive deep into what other people are offering, you can start to see where you fill in the gaps for your specific audience, right?
Yeah, so you're very unique as a person. So when it comes to looking at the different information of what others are offering, you can start to see the personality of other people. You start to see the way that they're producing content. You start to see the products that they're selling, because you've got the free stuff that you give away, then you've got the products and services that you actually sell. You start to see, how do I differ from those people? What is my differentiating factor? And then you can come up with your, sales proposition, so to speak. You can come up with the way that you're going to deliver, like Vanna White, like, hey, how are you going to deliver this? What's behind door number 2? Like,
put in a platter for them.
Exactly. How are you going to present this so that other people see you as a different sort of person? Because certain people are going to, resonate with or be attracted magnetically to a certain type of personality. Like maybe you're the type who wants to follow Gary Vaynerchuk, or you're the type that wants to follow someone that's more low key, like Mike Dillard or something. Or maybe you're the type of couple who wants to follow Be Adventure Partners, Aaron and myself, because we all present similar information, but in different sorts of ways, right?
Yeah, this is something to think about. Different strokes for different folks. Some people like that more bubbly, energetic personality, while other people like something a little more serious. So
Or crass. Maybe with a few F-bombs thrown in there.
Yeah, something a little more vulgar. Everybody has their own taste. So here's a little pro tip for you. Never be offended by people not liking your content, because just as many people that don't like it are going to jump on board. And here is something really important to note. You only need a small piece of this pie. There's a whole world of people out there, and you just need a very small portion of those people to even be interested in what it is that you have to offer.
That's a test question. Which totally leads us to number 5, which is 5 in English. Always deliver quality versus quantity. So you may be like some people who feel like they've got to deliver, constantly have new information just bombarding the internet. But if the quantity of the information isn't very qualitative, like there's not a lot of value there, then it's just a bunch of noise at that point.
Yeah, if you can create quality content over quantity, your content will reign supreme. The main point here is that you're creating consistent content. So if you put out a schedule, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday for blog posts, you are going to have people waiting for you to show up. If you're producing content sometimes on Mondays, sometimes on a Thursday, sometimes on a Sunday, then people are going to be confused. They won't know when to look forward to what it is that you have to offer. So if you have to create less content just to make it quality, then do that, because your content will be the content they choose if you can solve their pain, help them, fulfill a need, or fix their problem.
Number 6, become a magnetic brand by being yourself. So there's a lot of people out there who think that if they get into video, they've got to put on a production, like they've got to be an actor, they've got to be someone that they're not. People see through that shit. And the reason why I say that is because you can tell when someone's not being genuine versus someone who's being authentic in their message. They're being authentic with what it is that they stand for. So what is it that you stand for? What sort of personality do you naturally have. Like, you may see us and be like, oh my gosh, they've got so much energy. It's because we have a lot of energy. It's like, this is what our life is like when we're out and about and having fun or going on adventures and stuff.
Mhm.
It is a whole bunch of fun because this is who we are. And so you don't have to worry about acting or putting on a show or anything, because there's no show, even though, hey, this is the Be Adventure Partners YouTube channel, and this is kind of a show that we put on, kind of, but it's more episodic. But it doesn't really like lead from one episode to the next, but some of them might. It just depends on which playlist you're looking at. But being yourself and being able to portray that in the most authentic way is a way that other people are going to be able to connect with you, that increases the magnetic polarity of your brand. Like, let's say that here's your brand and here's your personality. They connect the audience to it, and it starts looking like this little this little connector thing where all the little pieces are connected together. Just like a Lego.
It's like Lego. So this is super important. Some days you're going to show up on fire with a ton of energy. Other days you might have a truth to speak. You might have had a crazy day and you just want to rant. That's totally cool. That's what's going to make you extremely lovable to your audience, is that you just show up. You bring the heart, you bring the truth, you bring the real you to the table. That is going to make people fall for you and love your brand so that you become absolute magnetic.
Thanks again for watching in on this episode here on Be Adventure Partners, where we put out a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for you to enjoy.
That's right. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you click subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified when we come out with fresh content. And be sure to check out this video because it's going to help you in your life, your love, your relationship, and your online business.
Until next time, friends.
Adventure on.
Adventure on.